All right, we got Justin Fields is about to make the NFL regret this. Let's get straight into the video.
Much in the realm, I think, of flashes as opposed to consistency at this point. And yeah, you can talk yourself into this theoretical upside and theoretical ceiling of Justin Fields and say when it's all coming together,
Justin Fields,
everything better around him, and yada yada.
But what he isn't capable of is doing it consistently. The reason we know that is because he's 8-26. That is not consistent.
We go with the records, bro.
That 8-26.
We go with the records. They're bringing up the records.
Today we're talking about Justin Fields.
Bro, the record don't mean nothing, bro.
Number one pick via Carolina.
Most of those games was lost because of head coaching, and
I apologize for that.
We didn't have the defense most of those games.
And I didn't want to waste any time.
Offense played good.
In my mind, and I feel like if I don't make it now, then
like 70% of those losses.
Dive right into it.
80.
This podcast was by Pro Football Focus. It was posted 9 hours ago.
Like, bro, we lost the Dolphins game. We weren't supposed to lose that. We lost that because they didn't call pass interference, bro. Like, that man, it was obvious that he was dragging. He was pulling Claypool down. They didn't call it. Like, bro, they don't call flags for the Bears. That's why his record bad. They don't call flags.
And it wasn't that tempting. And now, well, you've got, of course, Caleb Williams and Drake May, and it seems like those
they don't call on unnecessary roughness or late hit.
Justin Fields has a year left of his deal, right?
Oh, they don't call that for Fields.
Do they want to pick up that fifth-year option? Do they want to end up giving him a contract? And they feel as if Fields is just potential to this point, and it's not worth giving him a long-term deal because something similar to what the Giants did for Daniel Jones. Remember, they gave him like $40 million a year, and he's clearly not worth it. My reaction to that is I do think they made solid points. Like Pro Football Focus, I'm a member of them, so obviously I think highly of them.
An ad. What the hell is this ad, bro?
Whether you celebrate mistletoe magic in a Cadillac XT.
I don't agree. Because, especially when they were naming the
we beat the Lions. He's supposed to beat them the first time too.
And there was names like the Las Vegas Raiders.
He's supposed to beat them the first time.
The Washington Commanders. I mean, at the end of the day, finding a quarterback like Justin Fields is incredibly difficult because he's got a huge arm. He can use his legs to pick up first downs or.
Yeah, I don't think Caleb Williams is the way.
Which only helps his offensive line.
He shouldn't go for Caleb Williams.
Fields is not an ordinary QB. We haven't seen a runner like him pretty much ever. I mean, he would have broken, of course, Lamar's record if he didn't miss a couple of games last season. And not to mention, Fields didn't even start running until, a couple of games into the season. He wasn't used as a runner early on. And the offensive play calling just wasn't very good. I still don't think it is now. But that's the thing.
Yeah, play calling is horrible.
He's 24 years old.
We just need to release.
We're starting to talk about Justin Fields
good.
Like he's 27, 28 years old. Guys, he won't be 25 until March. That is insanely young for an NFL quarterback. That's why I don't understand this.
And then the way Caleb Williams played this year, I don't think he's NFL ready.
Fair criticism. We're saying that
man went like 7-5.
Is just bad, and the Bears might as well restart.
The number one pick doesn't go. Number one pick not supposed to go 7-5 in college football.
And they didn't.
There's not a number one pick.
Now take Caleb Williams or Drake May. Sure, they could get a third or a fourth from Fields, but is that really worth it? Because would you guys rather have, this goes back to my video from yesterday, would you rather have Justin Fields and 3 first-round picks or Caleb Williams or Drake May? We don't know what's going to happen with those quarterbacks. Now, Caleb Williams...
Oh, we got 3 first-round picks?
Quarterback, right? A generational talent. Now, obviously, we'd be having a different discussion. Realistically speaking, I just don't see a point of why you would move on from Fields for an unknown quarterback unless it's a generational talent. Like, if that was Andrew Luck coming out of Stanford, I wouldn't even be hesitating. I'd be like, okay, it's Andrew Luck. Move on from Fields. But it's Caleb Williams, right? We don't even know. Like,
Caleb Williams.
Is he even the best Pac-12 quarterback? Like, seriously, that's a discussion we could have.
He been struggling this year. Maybe last year.
Right? He's the most ready.
Maybe last year. This year, he's struggling.
To the playoffs, his first season.
He struggled this year in college.
They lost to the Ravens that year, and
my opinion, he's not number one pick.
And had the Colts.
He's not number one pick to me.
But ultimately, they didn't have a lot of talent around him. Even Andrew Luck wasn't able to win a Super Bowl. Surprise, surprise, right? Quarterbacks need help. Patrick Mahomes, remember against the Bucs, man, that offensive line, how bad it was, and they weren't even able to score a touchdown. So why do we look at Justin Fields and say that he's going to be able to do anything differently? I like Justin Fields a lot. He's not a perfect quarterback. Like I said in my last video, he does miss throws.
Right. Ain't nobody perfect quarterback though.
Too long sometimes, and he does take some unnecessary hits.
Ain't nobody perfect quarterback though. Like even Mahomes make mistakes, but like they overlook that though, bro.
No one wants to play them, especially late in the year.
It's all about favoritism.
Chicago, I'd like to go. That would be awesome.
The same mistakes Fields make other quarterbacks make too. It's like Lamar, like bro, Lamar and Fields, they have the same play style.
Perfect quarterback because he can handle the cold.
They have the same play style. Like he
can handle the
they more of like a runner.
He's the type of guy that
but then they have a couple missed passes. People like they overlook Lamar. They overlook Lamar passing.
But at the end of the day,
it's all about favoritism, bro.
And weapons, right?
Because Lamar and Fields, they play the same, exactly the same.
They can do it all on their own. It's just impossible. Right, so there's no one-man army in football.
But I feel like Fields is a better runner than Lamar.
Basketball, I mean, LeBron James, of course, with the Cavs all those years, leading them to the finals. But this isn't basketball. This is football. You know, there's 53 men on a roster, and Justin Fields, he's done enough to warrant the Bears building around him. I don't know why they wouldn't at the end of the day, right? Because Fields on the season, I mean, he's got very respectable.
he getting better every year.
Everything.
And I just keep him
wrong. Like he's got a 91.8 rating, 13 touchdowns, and 6 picks. That was 910 passing yards, 63.5 completion. Now the question is, can we find his rushing? Because that is what Fields does best. I don't know if we're gonna be. Yeah, we actually can. So right now he's got 458 rushing. That is incredible. You add that to his passing yards. He was 1,900 passing yards. I mean, now it starts to look a lot more respectable. And he also does have 2 rushing touchdowns on the season, so you can also add that to his 13. So 15 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. At the end of the day, Fields is the type of quarterback that you can build a franchise around just because he's so dynamic, electric, elusive, you name it. But will the Bears do that? I think they will. I do not think the Bears are going to draft Caleb Williams. But I certainly think they'll pay more to get more value because there's going to be a team like the Patriots, right, or the Raiders that want to potentially move up to get him. And I don't think a team like the Commanders necessarily are going to rule that out as well. I know they like Howell, but he has been volatile this season. And if they can get their hands on Williams, I mean, why wouldn't they, right? Like, there's going to be a lot of teams. The Falcons, I mean, I could name 10 teams right now that would be interested in drafting a quarterback in the first round this year. And if they want to get their number 1 pick, they're going to have to make a trade with the Chicago Bears, who own the rights to that Carolina Panthers pick. So you could be doing a lot worse than Justin Fields. You truly could be. With his age, his arm, his legs, his work ethic, his just overall character as a person, as a teammate. I mean, the fact we're having this conversation is truly sad, but at the same time, it's also good because this is my job, and I do this for a living, and I like talking to Bears. I like talking Fields. So, I mean, I'm glad